welcome back to my channel, IndigoAngel. Thank you for joining today for another amazing video where I'm going to be talking all about the planetary grid site that is activating in accordance to the Andromedan celestial template. As we are receiving major downloads, transmissions from the Andromedan gate site. We are in opposition to Andromeda as we speak. Okay guys, so welcome back to my channel. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe and go ahead and hit the notifications bell so you can continue to receive my messages. And don't forget to like this video, guys. Help me get up there, okay? So I appreciate that so much. Essentially, I have my Halls of Amenti planetary interface gate map out. This just helps me explain the grid location according to the longitude and the latitude, according to that 23.5 pole tilt geographic axis. You know, basically putting everything on the planet in according to the planetary chakras, the vortices, the ley lines, the Stargate grid sites, the Jehovian seals, the Michael and Mary turnstiles, all of the wonderful sites that are on this map. I love this map. I am going to be recording another video later today where I'm going to go into the actual structures that are on the map and what they mean and how this applies to celestial ascension. But for this message, I'm just going to focus on Andromeda and the gate site and what this means, because it's really, really profound. What I have actually woke up and received this download this morning. This literally came straight through a lucid dream. I didn't even need to look anything up on the internet. It was just like, I woke up and it was like, bam, transmission is implanted. I really wanted to just hurry and get this video out and share this with you guys. Andromeda is in Pisces and it's highly exalted around 20 to 21 degrees Pisces. So this is important because we are in Virgo now, and this makes Pisces our opposition, right? Plus, we are in that full moon in Pisces as well. So it's kind of like a double Andromedan activation, essentially. And when we're going through this, it's not just Andromeda that we're picking up on, but it's all, star systems that are within relativity to Andromeda. So this is Merak, Almach, even Cassiopeia up higher in the northern hemisphere. This is an integration of that entire quadrant. So you also may be feeling Fomalhaut. Fomalhaut sits on the southern half of the equatorial plane, bringing forth that expression of that quadrant from that second dimensional foundation or density according to the planetary densities. We would be feeling Fomalhaut from underneath, up underneath our bodies, okay, down in the lower chakra, the lower half of the body, essentially. So you can really think of this grid activation and the Andromedan gate site as an entire seventh dimensional rewrite, according from the crown chakra down, even higher densities. But right now, essentially, the whole body is online. The whole entire chakra system is completely illuminated right now. So every single chakra in the body is going through an activation. And I'm going to explain more about that and why. But when this happens, and I've been saying it since all of my previous videos when I told you we were going through an entire Egyptian new celestial re-encodement according to that 1 week at a time. It's not necessarily a week at a time, but it's that 1 week set aside for the goddess Nut, who is the entire celestial star. She's the goddess of all of the celestial bodies. And essentially that whole week we were receiving like entirely new celestial templates. And it was just infusing that base radio manifestation planetary Kathara. Even in my starseed origin readings, like the last four readings that I did, they had entirely full activated templates, which means like every single position in their chart had like a major known starseed origin. There was like no lesser known stars. It was just like the entire template had came online, person after person after person after person. So to me, it was just like a no-brainer that we were receiving an entirely new encodement to the celestial templates. And this is what I'm talking about when I talk about the celestial templates, is this primary universal Stargate Templar, which is according to the major 6 founder races of the Guardian Alliance. Each one of these soul genetics of the 6 founder races is key coded to a planetary grid site on the planet. Okay, so Andromeda is the 9th council, and this is Bamso Helio Tibet. This information can be found in the back of the Voyager's book. I do not have a page number for you guys today. I just woke up and kind of grabbed my little self-made one. But this is the planet's main hub for a universal Templar. So it does follow these celestial templates according to the 6 founder races. Okay, so everything is generated and manifested through this template planetarily. Even though this is one that I just kind of drew up, but this is just a copy of the original ones that are in the Voyager's book, essentially. So Andromeda constellation transmissions are very intense planetarily, full 7th dimensional chakra activation, chakra rewrite. I've actually had my light body be steadily activated for the last 3 days, which almost feels like I'm holding a temperature. Like I feel borderline, like I could develop a fever, but I'm not quite there. I just kind of teeter on this border of like, you're maybe just a little bit too warm, but you're not quite, sick. I woke up and I almost felt nauseated, just a little bit sick. It's not like I am sick, but it's like you have a suppressed appetite. Your mouth's a little bit dry. It's like almost like an all over ache within the energy centers of your body. It's like from your crown all the way down to your root. It's like this overall just subtle ache. And it almost feels like your blood is slightly illuminated. So you almost feel like your body has like a little bit of a glow to it. And because of that illumination, because of that glow, your molecular structure becomes very, very holographic, becomes very, very translucent. It makes it very easy for quantum access. So you have instant ability to access the quantum states of consciousness, molecular structure, alchemical structure, DNA, geometrical structure, mathematical encodement, synchronicity, higher mind projection of this to conscious mind. It's just so fluid. And also telepathy, higher mind telepathy. You no longer really need to call people because you're just getting instantaneous like transmission of thought. So everything is just coming up to be very, very visible. And essentially what's happening is you're expanding through the higher dimensional fields right now. So what happens is you have more electricity in the body. You really don't even feel the need to ground. So your grounding mechanics get completely reconfigured. And essentially you're just carrying a lot higher frequency in the body, but because the frequency is so high, you have lower vibration. And you may even feel like you're going through that flu, so the frequency light upgrades, but you're also having higher oscillation, so higher particle rotation within your Merkaba spin. Okay, so this is when you actually can do a lot of traveling by location, teleportation, tri-location. Now is a good time to be attempting to do this type of energy work if you are trying to learn how to do that, because this is when the body is kind of like in its supreme condition for this type of energy work. And the ancients knew this. This is ancient practice. They would actually prepare for when the body went into these states for them to then start harnessing and accessing all of this, esoteric, occult, ancient practices. But essentially, for me and for many of you, this experience does start to become very physical. You will feel your matter body becoming more translucent. You will feel the instant electronic, energetic data streaming. it'll be like no dimension is really off limits. You just become more of like a holographic vehicle for transmission. The Andromeda Gate site is activating. Okay, guys, so this is Bamso Helio Tibet. This would be the 9th gate site. This is the Andromedan gate site on the planet. This is this little green dot here. I don't think you guys can see the green dot, but if you can, awesome. But I tried to set my camera according so you would be able to see the entire map. But essentially, yeah, so that would be Bamso Helio Tibet. This is also the Himalayans. So the Himalayans are considered the planetary crown chakra, and this is Mount Kailash, and this is considered to be one of the most sacred mountains of the Himalayas. It is considered the roof of the world, and they say it is highly connected to full moon. So the last time that this specific grid location went through a major activation was when it was under a Scorpio full moon. And we are now aligned, today is Friday the 13th. This is the Pisces full moon. So it's just interesting. how it's aligned so perfectly before we go into a Friday the 13th full moon hibernation. And Mount Kailash is known for marking great areas or long periods in history. And it just so happens that we will not receive another full moon on Friday the 13th until 2049. And so that's a very long time. And this is a great generational reset, essentially. So Neptune and Pluto also have a lot to do with this as well. It's almost as if that belief system is recycling through the collective subconscious. Everything that is tied to any type of like demonic belief structures, those are being recycled through the collective subconscious. So they are being brought through for reevaluation. The next time that this basically presents collectively is going to be in 2049. So that's going to be a huge generational reset according to the historical demonization of the number 13. All of this is being reprogrammed essentially collectively through the subconscious of the planet, through the crystal generators of the planet, right? It's going through that inner earth. Right above, this is what I wanted to point out, right above Bamso Helio Tibet is an inner earth Q site. So that is the entrance point to enter into the selenite rods in the crystal caverns of inner earth, and it reprograms. This is where the entire planetary noosphere, they're reprogrammed at these inner earth Q sites. They're all over at the intersection of the vertical and horizontal ley lines. They all sit on these vertical points at the cross, right at the intersection of the cross. So these would be the planetary access points if you were able to biolocate, teleport, which is essentially moving the etheric body and taking consciousness within that vehicle. And you can simultaneously conduct this from your physical body and pull yourself into the etheric body and then move consciousness to these specific locations planetarily if you are there with your visualization and your awareness in consciousness expansion, essentially. But you can then enter these inner earth Q sites, or where all of the planetary programming is held. It's inside those inner earth Q sites, essentially. So this is a major reprogramming planetarily, and it's just so interesting. It's almost like, I feel like that belief structure is being like taken into the earth to reprogram the entire collective with these belief structures, essentially, of that 13 demonization. Like, this is literally going away. This is literally going away planetarily. This will not reemerge until 2049. Like, in 2049, I'm gonna be Oh my gosh. I don't even want to say how old I'm going to be. But yes, so bye-bye. Bye-bye number 13, right? Bye-bye negative belief structures of number 13. This is just cracking me up. But essentially, you know, Tibet is also located to one of the 7 major primary vortices. And like I said, that inner Earth Q site, the inner Earth Q sites are where all the programming of the planetary collective mind takes place because of the large selenite rods underground, which I am going to talk to you guys more about in my next video. Essentially, Tibet runs on the 30-degree north latitude line. Well, it's 92 east longitude and 32 north latitude to be exact. 92 east longitude, 32 north latitude. Okay, and which the latitude is a major horizontal ley line that runs through Abadan, Iran, which Abadan is Lyra. And then we have Giza, which is considered the solar sun, but I have also, through previous activations, have identified Regulus through Giza, and then also Bermuda, which is considered like Earth. It's considered the 3rd dimension. So this is like, this entire latitude line is like activating through this specific activation. So like, it is a major template rewrite across the entire planet, across the entire board north of the equatorial plane. And it's kind of like the next gate to activate from the Pleiadian photon belt that has activated from the metagalactic core. So remember in my last video, my Pleiadian photon belt, I was showing you the Mayan intergalactic map and how these are actually the gate transits for exporting off planet. Okay, so if you look at this Kathara, and let's say 12 is the metagalactic core, well then it's like a beam that shoots, right? And these are the actual gate transits and structures for exporting off planet. So it would go metagalactic core, Andromeda, Sirius, well, every map is a little bit different. Let me show you. Metagalactic core, Andromeda, Sirius, Pleiades, solar sun. Okay, so it's like a gigantic beam that basically like fuels that celestial template. It is how this energy emerges from the crystal earth, from the crystal core gate. So it's like infused and then emerges from that crystal gate, essentially. So we are integrating from that beam, and so that's coming from Andromeda as well. This is where it's generating from, is ultimately the metagalactic core. So the light codes are activating right now planetarily from the 9th dimension, from the 9th density, from the 9th gate, from the 9th sphere, which is the Andromedan Council and the Andromedan radial light signature. And like I said, it's from this Stargate planetary grid site, inner Earth Q site, and one of the 7 major vortices. So this is like a major grid activation. So expect a full crown chakra rewrite. Your crown chakra may be very open to receive data right now, and the transmissions you may be feeling. You might have tingling on the top of the head. You might have headaches if that is blocked. Okay, you may just be essentially reading live energy from the 7th dimension. You may also be receiving the violet flame. Andromedans are the keepers of the violet flame. So violet flame activations, you may be receiving transmissions about the 12 tribes, because the speakers from the Andromedans hold the collective human gene pool and the record of the 12 tribes that are key coded to these gate sites on the planet. So if you're picking up on rainbow light codes, also the Aquiferian Collective, or the Akel. This is the daughter transmissions that the planet receives from Andromeda. This is also activating the Aurora Continuum. So this location on the planet, the Aurora platforms inside of Earth, you may be, if you are trilocating, bilocating, teleporting, you may be accessing the Aurora platforms, which are considered the safe zones inside of the Earth. This is the closest you can get to the 7 heavens, okay, before you actually go through the spanner gates and go off planet to Andromeda, essentially going through that Pleiadian photon belt. But yes, so this is all activating through these Andromedan activations. So major Andromedan grid site activations, guys. Drop it in the comments if you are experiencing major light body activations. I know that I am completely lit up like a Christmas tree. Almost to a point that it was like actually kind of hard to get this message out, because I'm just so like tongue twisted energetically right now. So to speak, I'm kind of like thirsty. Okay, so yes, that's what's happening planetarily. And maybe do some crown chakra meditations today to get things kind of restabilized. Right now, you're just going to be transmitting a lot of information. So I would just allow consciousness, your spirit, your light body to just kind of go through the activations. I wouldn't even try to ground right now, because you're in a state of receiving high downloads right now. So just be open to receive that. The electricity is very, very high in the body. Your grounding mechanisms are even off. So like even if you tried to ground, the entire oscillation of your body has shifted. So the mechanics have completely shifted. So it just might be a little bit more difficult, and it's really honestly not going to help. Honestly, going through your body's natural request to probably fast and just drink a lot of water is what's going to get you through this flu frequency light upgrades. Okay guys, so yes, happy full moon, and I will see you guys on the next video. Happy Andromeda grid activation. And you know, I don't feel like I'm necessarily predicting things that are happening, but you know, the last grid activation we went through was Lake Titicaca, Peru, and then all of those fires broke out. So I'm just like hoping that this is not like predicting anything, like any type of catastrophe to happen. Hopefully this is like a positive planetary reset. I'm picking up that it is going to be a positive planetary reset, in the fact that I feel that collective belief systems are going to be making like a major generational shift. Okay guys, so this is going to be a very positive grid activation is what I'm feeling ultimately. And yeah, so hopefully that's what it will stay. And I'm gonna energize this grid location today. I'm gonna be sending a lot of positive energy. I'm also gonna be receiving a lot of positive energy from this grid location. So if you have the map, I suggest that you visualize on that as well, because there's 3 major access points right there: the inner Q site, the Stargate grid location, and the major vortice. I almost see it as just like emanating like pure, like crystal white light, crystallized diamond light, translucent, opalescent diamond light that's just emanating from the Himalayas right now. So I'm just going to continue to focus on that and receive these light codes that are coming in, these entirely new celestial templates that are coming in planetarily. So this is re-encoding for the entire year. This is like really a beautiful time for us to be rejoicing and celebrating in this 12th dimensional, 13th, 14th, 15th dimensional energy that's really infusing the planet right now. Okay guys, so namaste. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you on the next video.